Going into this season, the goaltending of the Carolina Hurricanes was looked at as a strength. You had Freddie Anderson, a guy who's been proven at the NHL level. Then you have Raanta, who has been a starter and a backup and has excelled in both roles. And then you had a prospect waiting in the wings, Kochetkov, who a lot of people like myself felt was NHL ready. But all those hopes have kind of gone by the wayside. Every single goaltender that has played for the Carolina Hurricanes has had a sub 900 save percentage. Now, there are some caveats to the situation. Freddie Anderson didn't play a lot of games until he got diagnosed with blood clots, so he's out indefinitely. Good news is he's back to skating, but we do not know exactly when he'll be back on the ice and suiting up for the Hurricane. Raanta has had one of the worst statistical seasons of his career ever. And Kochetkov again struggled, but I'll say on that front, recently in his last 3 games, things are starting to turn around. He had a .952 save percentage against Washington, .962 against Detroit, and a .969 against Ottawa. Right now, he will be the key if the Hurricanes are going to be a contender. But let's break down Raanta. On the season, in 14 games played, he has a 6-5-1 record with a 3.6 goals against average and an .854 save percentage. Really bad numbers. And if you look at the trend in his last 5 games, he only had 1 game above a 900 save percentage. It was due to these poor performances that he was waived. I want to do a deep dive on some of these games and make a determination. Is Raanta that bad, or is it the sum of the parts around him? So let's get into the first game in this one against the Tampa Bay Lightning, where he lit up 8 goals. It was not a pretty game. Stamkos, one-timer, one of the best finishers in the NHL. Not going to blame Raanta on that. 1 goal, not his fault. Now here on the power play, now I understand it is a power play, but look how open Kucherov is. Not much of a shot there for Raanta. You're asking him to go from his right to his left and hopefully make a tremendous save. Just really poor defense on the PK. Now the Lightning would be on another power play. This one would have been a 5-minute one. And just a fantastic shot pass to point. Again, not too much the goaltender can do. You could maybe argue Raanta committed a little bit too much, but thus far, not really on him. Now here, across again. Now this is another left to right pass. Without the pass wasn't really in Hagel's wheelhouse, I do think this is one Raanta just has to have. Maybe that's not fair, but he had enough time to set up and make that stop. That's when I say is on him. Going into the 5th goal here, wrap around. He tries to whack it with his stick, bites him in the butt. 5th one, I'm going to blame on Raanta as well. So we got 2 faults here. And that play where Point finishes on the backhand, that's just a fantastic feed over. Not blaming Raanta on that. So out of the 6 goals, we have 2 on him. Now Kucherov, I don't know what type of defense that is, but he'll come in, whack it top shelf. And I'm torn on this one because it's not a clean shot. But this is one of the best players in the NHL. Horrific defense, coming down the slot. Very dangerous scoring area. So ultimately, I'm not going to blame Raanta on that. So we'll go into the 8th and final goal of this game. What do you expect a goaltender to do? You know who that is, right? That's Braden Point. Very close to the goaltender. One of the better players in the NHL. So out of the 8 goals, I'll say 2 are Ranta's fault. 2 we should have had. So Raanta did not start this game. Kochetkov would get pulled after letting up 3 goals, and it was only in the first period. The Oilers were cooking. Nugent Hopkins over to Hyman, and that's a one-timer. Just really nobody around him. That's inexcusable. Not gonna blame Raanta with a one-timer in the slot. Then on a breakaway, Foegele just puts on the Jets. I'm never gonna blame a goaltender on a breakaway. He almost had it. Not his fault. Then McDavid just using the Hurricanes as cones. Now he's an all-star, one of the best players in the NHL, but that's just almost criminal how bad he made them look. So in his appearance for the Oilers where he lit up 3, I'm not blaming any of those on him. So let's go to the Vancouver Canuck game. Let's see how many goals are on Raanta. Coming in, Pettersson shoots a low shot, good rebound pursuit, good play. I can't be too mad. Lafferty's just there burying home the garbage. All the Carolina Hurricane players got caught watching, allowing Lafferty to get a very easy rebound. I'm not going to blame Raanta on that. He makes the initial stop. You could probably argue he should have tried to hit it into the corner, but look at it. There's nobody around him. We'll go into the second goal right here. Again, just poor defense. Now, this is a smart play by Mikheyev, making sure he has the proper stick positioning. But again, this is just more poor defense by the Carolina Hurricanes. Now you go into the third goal. And this is a Canadian hate crime. You're going to let JT Miller with some speed glide into a one-timer? He's an amazing offensive weapon. You can't let that happen. You either got to get in the passing lane or slow him down somehow. Raanta has no shot on that. Fourth goal of the game, it's tied. Now this one's on Raanta. In a day and age of the goaltender with a butterfly and all the technique, can't let that one in. That wraparound, I'll give some fault to him on that. So out of the four, I blame Raanta for one. We'll get into the last footage here against the Nashville Predators where Raanta lit up 6. First goal, that's really rough. Backhand, I know it's awkward, but you can't let that one in. That's Ranta's fault. Second, Yossi coming all the way around the horn. I don't know what he was doing, flopping like a fish. Horrific technique. That is definitely on Raanta. Again, that's his second one of this game. Shot from the point here. Ryan O'Reilly in front. Not going to blame him for that. Fourth goal. Good shot there by Tyson Barrie in a very dangerous scoring area. I can't blame Raanta on that. So 2 for 2 thus far. And maybe I'm a hypocrite on this one. Nashville, very good opportunity. It just seems like it goes right through Raanta there. I believe that's one he's got to have. I'm going to blame him on that one. And the overtime one, this is bad. That's bad in my opinion. In that moment, you need a save. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsher in that last game, but I think 4 of those 6 goals are shots that he should have saved. So what are my final thoughts? In my opinion, out of the 21 goals allowed by Raanta in those 4 games, I only really blame him for 7 of those goals, but still I understand why the Hurricanes did it. They needed to get a kick in the ass and get these boys motivated to play a better 200-foot game. Again, Kochetkov, his last 3 games played well. I think the Hurricanes have played far better in front of him. So is Raanta done at the NHL level? I don't think that's the case. He has shown that he's a very good NHL goalie just last season even. I believe he'll be able to bounce back. The Hurricanes need to show a full commitment to their defensive game if they're going to be a Stanley Cup contender. They have all the weapons. They have all the defensive talent. They just need to execute. That is what is holding them back. I'd like to know your thoughts down below in the comments section. What do you think of the Carolina Hurricanes goaltending situation? And do you believe Raanta will be able to bounce back? I'm Captain Paul. I'll see you in the next one.